It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That's Benedictum right here on the Classic Metal Show, and that's Bang, Chris. And
yes.
And whenever I think of Bang, I think of Veronica from Benedictum, and she's going to be a part of our show tonight.
Whenever I want to bang, I think about Veronica as well.
Just before that, we heard Pink Cream 69. I know that you hate that, Chris. I know we talked about it on the show a week ago, calling it, what did you call it? Bloody cum?
Bloody jizz.
Bloody jizz. So
I like Pink Cream 69, but just the name is fucking weird, man. It's just a weird name.
Right. Well, tonight on the Classic Metal Show,
yes,
we've got, who are we talking to from PC69?
We're talking to the lead vocalist of PC69, Mr. David Redman.
All right.
Doing PC69, and he's also involved in another project called Voodoo Circle. He's the lead singer of that as well. So he's got a lot of shit going on, so I figured it'd be a good time to check in with him. PC69 has a brand new album called Ceremonial, and Voodoo Circle has an album, and don't ask me what it's called because I don't have it yet.
So he's simultaneously releasing 2 records?
He is, and don't ask me why. Doesn't make sense to me, but maybe we'll ask him why.
One gets overshadowed by the other, I would think.
You would think so, but, you know, ours is not to be as knowledgeable as these great guys at the record companies that clearly know their business, which is why they're all thriving so much.
Sure. Well, also, we mentioned earlier that we're going to speak with our good friend Veronica from Benedictum and a special co-host guest, I guess.
Yeah, she's out hanging with a legend, you know, the one and only Graham Bonnet of, Rainbow fame?
And he sang with Yngwie, didn't he?
He did sing with Yngwie as well.
And he also sang with, who else? He's just done, like, a lot of projects.
Yeah, he's a project voice, but he's a great one, and we've had him on the show before. You know, seems like a good enough cat, and I guess Veronica's hanging out with him tonight, so she reached out and asked, she basically reached out to me on the Facebook last week and was like, I want to come back on the show and talk about all the different stuff I'm doing, and I'm going to be with Graham Bonnet. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Now what made her think of us to just say, hey, I want to come on the show?
You know what? We can ask her ourselves, but she told me that she just misses doing our show, that she really enjoys doing our show.
Right.
So she was thinking about it, and she's got a lot of stuff going on, and she was like, she wanted to come and do our show.
Right. Well, she can come do me anytime.
Yeah, that's what I told her too. I said, you know what? The council is yours.
Right. All right. Well, that sounds like a good time tonight. Always glad to have Veronica from Benedictum on the show. That's a fun girl.
Yeah, she's definitely a ton of fun.
A ton of fun. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a compliment.
You know, the only thing that there's a ton of fun on her is a ton of fun bags, maybe.
Nice. Look at you sexist pig.
Look, I love me some Veronica Freeman. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
And I am totally sexist when it comes to her. She is one sexy hot chick.
Right.
And the fact that she sings the way she does makes her even that much hotter, dude. Yeah. She's a fucking hottie.
I remember going back years ago when you first introduced me to Benedictum. Okay. Who were they with the first one? Were they on SPV?
Yeah, I think so.
And I remember you passed this on to me, and we were playing it, and you were just like, you didn't tell me who it was. Yeah. You just says, I got this new CD. We're going to profile it on the show.
Right.
Listen to it. And I listened to it, and then I said, wow, that's pretty wild. And you go, you know, that's a chick singing, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, no way. And we actually had to listen. I can't remember what song it was.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But we had to listen to it like 2 or 3 times in a row. And that is, I think it was Heaven and Hell.
Heaven and Hell or Neon Nights. One of them might have been Neon Nights because that's an all screamer song.
Yeah. And we had to listen to that, and it was just like, that's a girl? And then when we did have the opportunity to interview Veronica for the first time, she turned out to be just a fantastic, just a fun girl.
She's a bundle of fun. The only bad problem she has is that marriage. Because I'm single now.
So, right.
You know, she does want to get divorced. I'm waiting in the wings there, darling.
Right. And also, Benedictum took over the Classic Metal Show for their second release. Was it Seasons of Tragedy?
Yeah, Seasons of Tragedy. They took it over, and they brought Jeff Pilson with them. So.
And George Lynch was on here.
Yeah, George Lynch, too. That's right.
And they played live in the studio.
Yep. That was one of the better takeovers that we've had.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun with that. And for the last CD, what was the
Dominion.
Dominion, yeah. They were supposed to do it again, and that's one thing I'm going to ask Veronica when we talk to her tonight. What happened?
Yeah, that one, that did not get any run.
And I love that record.
I do, too. I think it's the best of the three.
Yeah.
But And that song that you started with, Bang, that is like the tune, man. I love that.
Sure. But anyway, we're going to have Veronica, Graham Bonnet, and David Reedman from Pain Cream 69 on the show tonight.
Yes.
Now, last week, Mr. Aiken, you were on I think you were 5 days, 6 days with no alcohol, and you did not drink during the show last week, which made you very sharp. And the first segment right out the gate last week was just bizarre.
Yeah, it really was a home run.
Our fans were just, I don't know what they were thinking, but we had calls from people who hadn't called the show in a while or never called the show before.
Right, sure.
And they were just being goofy.
Yeah, they were being goofy, and I sure was attacking, so it was good.
But here we are 7 days later.
Yes.
Any drinking this week?
Not a single drop. And I was actually out and about last night. Last night was my first real test because it was my first. I went to a couple of bars with my friend Stephanie, the infamous Stephanie, and my friend Adam. We were out at the bars last night, and I drank pop. I drank Cokes.
Nice.
Cokes and water. That's
right.
what I drank.
Right. So no drinking. You stayed with the soft drinks last night, and how did the rest of the week go for you?
It was cool. Dude, as much as I am a total raging alcoholic, and I know it.
Are you? Would you consider yourself a raging alcoholic?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Without question. Dude, you've seen me. Have you ever seen me drink a drink or two?
Well, but the thing is drinking to excess on occasions or drinking all day long and all night. See, when I think of a person who's an quote-unquote an alcoholic, and I might be completely wrong with this,
yeah,
but I think of them who've got to be drinking all the time.
See, and that's not the true definition, because if you think about Alcoholics Anonymous, not that I want to get into this whole fucking series.
Yeah.
When you think about people in AA, they always say that first drink, and they're right back off the wagon.
Yeah, but my point is that when I think a person who's an alcoholic, they can't go a day without drinking, or they have to drink throughout the day.
See, and for me, it's not like that. I can go months, years. I mean, dude, before Georgetta left me, I went 18 straight months without a single drink.
Right.
Without one drink. And not because I had said I was quitting drinking or anything. I just wasn't in the zone to drink. But, man, when I came off it, it's all in. And that's where the problem is. I have the hardest time socially drinking.
Right.
I can't, like you can go out, have a glass of wine, maybe two, and you're good.
And that's it. I'm done.
And you're good. Me, can never happen. Me, every time I go out, I got to drink everything in the room. and dude, you've seen me do it 100 times.
Sure.
Look, we went when we had my birthday show, they said the bar's open. Drink whatever you want to, no charges. And what did I do? I tried to drink every fucking drop of alcohol in that room. True or not?
Like a sponge.
When I came to Chicago, what did we do? We drank. I did not stop drinking.
Well, we had a couple of cocktails. Well, for me, I had a couple of cocktails. You had 6 or 7.
Angelo shots.
Angelo shots. Then we went to dinner.
Yeah.
Then there was more drinking, and then when we got home, there was more drinking.
Yeah, it never stops. I definitely. I guess it really depends on what your definition of an alcoholic is. I would definitely think I am, just on the scope of I really don't have the 2 or 3 drinks with my buddies moments. It's either all in or all out.
I call that binge drinking.
Well, I definitely am a binge drinker.
Right.
I definitely am that.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing some stories from your escapades from last night.
Yeah, well, last night definitely had at least a couple of escapades. Let's just say we ended up where we always end up with Stephanie, back at a strip club.
Oh, nice. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing that too. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, tonight we're going to get to the talking metal we didn't get to last week.
Good, because that is a special talking metal.
Because speaking of drunk and boozing bastards.
Yeah, no kidding.
You know, sitting on your children because you're too drunk to realize what you're doing. We're gonna get to the talking metal. We meant to get to it last week, but we got sidetracked again with just some goofy talk.
Yeah, dude, last week's show was so much fun. I don't know. Did you listen back to it?
I did. I listened to every segment on the Spreaker every day this week. On my way home, I plugged in the Spreaker. You know, that's the thing. And I know I say this every week, and I can't stress it enough, but that's my ritual. When I get off of work, I pull the Spreaker up on the iPhone, plug it into the auxiliary port in my stereo in my car, and that's what I listen to on the way home.
I do that all the time too, dude, just because I don't tend to remember what I say, you know, or what you say. I don't remember. It's weird, dude. I don't remember the show. I just do it, and it just kind of flows, and I don't really think about it.
Well, that's because it's called a stream of consciousness. You don't labor over every word or every comment or every thought. It just comes out, and then you go back and listen. You go, holy shit, I said that?
Yeah, I mean, it's always fun to hear some of the crazy little things that come out of your mouth or my mouth, and I'm like, oh, wow.
Those are they call those little nuances.
Yeah, it's just fun. I mean, it's fun where we are right now with the show and how loose it is. You know, whether I'm hammered or whether I'm not, the show is definitely loose right now, which is something that was missing in the old days. It was very, very tense. You know, I mean, we had fun, but there was a lot of tension. That was
right. And for the last few months, a couple of months, we have not had any real technical problems either.
No, not really.
Since we got the new server in place and everything's been upgraded, and we've worked out any kind of technical issues, the show just flows.
And that's a big part of it, man. Nothing gets me more out of sync than when we're having fucking problems.
Right.
You know, but yeah, so far, I mean, dude, and just, I was listening this week with the Spreaker. I was listening way back to stuff in like September and October last year, and just some of the shit is just so much fun, man.
It is.
You know, Hand Job.
Hand Job.
I listened to Hand Job again this week, and that's one of the funniest segments we've ever done.
That's just silly.
That, Ian Hunter.
Right. The Ian Hunter segment just still makes me laugh hard.
Hey, little girl, come read my poem.
And I just like, once bitten, twice shy. Holy shit, I need some oxygen.
Too funny, dude.
Well, if you don't know what we're talking about and you're tuning into the Classic Metal Show for the first time, go over to Spreaker.com, and look up the Classic Metal Show, and everything we've done since Chris's return back in August is up there. So,
we're actually running out of space.
I know you've mentioned that we need to upgrade, so I might have to.
I don't know if we're going to upgrade or not, dude. The next upgrade is a big cost jump.
Really? How much?
Like $200.
Really? I might have to pony up.
You might have to, because we'll go half or something.
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to take anything off.
Yeah, I don't either.
I want to keep it, and I know everything's out there on iTunes, but it's just not as good.
Yeah, it's easier. It's so easy because it's just instantaneous.
Yeah, and I mean, the next upgrade is we go from, right now we're at 110 hours that we have. And we're at like 85 hours, which is all funny by itself. 8 months, 85 hours.
Yeah, and 22,000 listens.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, dude.
22,000, and our listens have picked up in the last 4 weeks. At a higher pace in the last 4 weeks than all 8 months combined.
Well, it's probably, I'll bet it has a lot to do with swapping everything. Where I integrated the two sites into one.
Right.
because Pit Riff Pit Riff gets a lot of traffic. So we're getting a lot of people that are fucking discovering the show from Pit Riff, which is great.
Right.
And, because otherwise, how are they discovering the show? Because we haven't really been doing a lot of interviews or anything that we've been on Blabbermouth about. So,
well, all I know is that we were
working, whatever it is.
I know we were hovering at like 18,500 listens, and now we're up to 22,000 in like the last month alone.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely jumping, and dude, the iTunes listens is even more crazy. That's why I still do iTunes. Believe me, I'd love to just dump it, but we're doing something like 40 gig a week of download.
Really?
40 gig.
Wow.
And those files ain't that big.
Sure.
These files are not that big to go 40 gigs. That's a lot of downloads. So
right.
We're doing well, man. I mean, I'm happily surprised. Because and we've talked about this before, but when I came back, I mean, who knew? I didn't know that people would even still care, because we did take a long time apart and the show changed.
2.5 years, man.
It was a long time, and I didn't expect so many people to, come back and not only come back, but got a lot of new cool people too, which is great.
Right.
So
right.
It's just been good, dude. It's, you know what? There's been some positives out of my divorce, and that would be one of them.
Sure.
That would be one of the biggest ones.
Nice.
Honestly.
Right. All right, dude. Well, it looks like we got a good show tonight. If you want to join us, we are in the Classic Metal Show chat room, chatandkill.com, chatandkill.com. We use the Pal Talk.
That's right.
So fuck you, Pal Talk.
Yeah.
And if you've never been in there before, very easy. Just come up with a screen name, sign in, blah, blah, blah. It's good, Right. So far, that's been working well. I haven't seen too many major complaints. I've seen just a couple of people complain early on, but not so much anymore.
Yeah, well, how about this? I don't care if they complain.
I know you don't.
You know what? I don't have enough time in my day to build another chat room so that I can please every fucking cocksmoke out there. Build your own, dickhead, and then we'll use it. How's that?
Nice.
Well.
Right. Nice. Oh, dude, I sent you something earlier this week. Speaking of our fans.
Yeah.
Someone depicted you sailing your hollowed out baked potato to Cuba.
I saw that. I need to put that on. I'm going to put it on the Facebook as we speak.
All right. So I don't know who it was who sent me that. CB Metal? Was it
CB Metal? And I think I know who that is, but I'm not sure. And I don't think it's like a normal, like a regular that you would know. I think, and again, I could be wrong, but I think this is this guy named Max Cruz.
Okay.
I don't know that to be true, but I think I remember him saying that was his screen name or something at some point.
All right. Well,
and the reason I think that is because I know he's on my personal Facebook page, and the photo that he used of me in the fucking potato skin is something that he would have had to get from my personal page and not the CMS page.
Sure. Well, if you want to, go over to the facebook.com/thecms, and right. You can see Chris sailing his hollowed out baked potato skin on the SS Negro.
The SS Negro.
The SS Negro.
That is too fucking wrong.
I know. All right, man. What do you say? We get into some tunage here, and we'll be back, and we'll talk to, David Reedman soon?
Yeah, David Reedman will be coming up shortly.
All right. Sounds good. All right, dude. Well, I'll let you pick a tune, and we'll play a little tune. I'm going to go get a drink and get this. I know I don't mean to tease you, but I'm going to go get a drink.
All right. Well, there you go. See how you are, man? Trying to sabotage my fucking
sobriety. Yeah. Ruin it for you.
Yeah, sure. No. Oh, if I'm picking the tune, since I'm sailing my potato skin in the SS Negro, why don't we go with some Jackal with Just Like a Negro?
Oh, speaking of Jackal.
Yes.
Do you watch the Full Throttle Saloon?
I have not watched it.
I watched the new season is on. It's been running this week, the last couple of months, the new season. Have you ever watched it? Have you ever watched it at all?
I've seen just a little bit of it, like YouTube clips.
Okay.
But I've not watched a full episode.
Well, surprisingly, and Jesse James, he's always been kind of lean and mean.
Yeah.
He's sporting the potbelly.
Well, he's making money.
Apparently, he's getting lazy. But you know what's really funny is that when we had him on the show for when cocaine, is it dynamite and moonshine collide?
Yeah.
Okay, when we had him on the show, he started off with this whole papow thing.
Right.
Now they're really playing that whole thing up on the Full Throttle Saloon. They have the papow club and papow this, and everybody goes, papow!
Ugh.
Everybody on the Full Throttle Saloon does that, and he was going to do a stunt this week to start the show off. He was going to, be delivered onto the stage in a box of dynamite, and the box was going to blow apart, and he was going to emerge out of the box of dynamite.
Right.
And on the side of the box, it said papow. I don't know what that's all about, but papow. So we need to get a hold of Jesse, because I got to talk to him about this Full Throttle Saloon thing. It's just getting ridiculous now.
Right. That's too funny.
Anytime you get a kind of a fun, cool reality show, it just turns to shit because everything is drama now.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, I don't know. All right, dude. Well, since you wanted to hear something from Jackal, this does come from the When Moonshine and... What is it? I just said it. Just
Moonshine and Cocaine Collide or something. And Midnight Collide?
No.
I don't know.
When Moonshine and something collide.
Yeah, whatever. From some record that none of us bought and none of us will.
I liked it, though.
Yeah. Glad you did. I wanted Just Like a Negro.
Well, that's on that CD. That's what I was saying.
Too.
Well, here it is. This is Chris Aiken sailing in his hollowed-out potato skin on his way to Cuba. Captain of the SS Negro. Just Like a Negro. It's Jackal exclusively here.
On your classic Metal Show. Metal Show. Metal Show.